4 members of the United States Congress have requested Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler immediately approve the listing of spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds or ETFs. In a September 26 letter to Gensler, U.S. Representatives Mike Flood, Willie Nickel, Tom Emmer and Richie Torres claimed the SEC was discriminant against spot Bitcoin exchange-traded products, citing the legal precedent set by Grayscale Investments in winning a review of its own ETF offering. The 4 lawmakers told Gensler there was no reason to continue to deny spot crypto ETF applications following the Grayscale court decision, which ruled the SEC's reasoning was arbitrary and capricious in having already approved investment vehicles tied to Bitcoin futures. A regulated spot Bitcoin ETP would provide increased protection for investors by making access to Bitcoin safer and more transparent, said the letter. Congress has a duty to ensure the SEC approves investment products that meet the requirements set out by Congress. To date, the SEC has not approved the listing of any spot BTC ETF. Many had expected the Commission to reconsider pending ETF applications following the SEC's loss to Grayscale in court in August. However, the regulatory subsequently delayed decision on ETFs from 7 major firms: BlackRock, WisdomTree, Invesco, Galaxy, Valkyrie, Bitwise, VanEck and Fidelity.
Securities and Exchange Commission, the regulator of financial markets in the United States, continues to delay the process of approving cryptocurrencies-based exchange-traded products. It is taking the maximum time allowed for the regulator to reach a decision on a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund or ETF offering from ARK 21 shares. In a September 26 notice, the SEC said it would designate a longer period on whether to approve or disapprove of a proposed rule change that would allow ARK 21 shares spot Bitcoin ETF on the Cboe's BZX exchange. The Commission's previous delay on August 11th gave the regulator until November 11th to decide whether to approve, disapprove, or again defer a decision. The Commission finds that it is appropriate to designate a longer period within which to issue an order approving or disapproving the proposed rule change so that it has sufficient time to consider the proposed rule change and the issues raised therein, said SEC. The delay came the same day the SEC deferred a decision on the Bitcoin ETF offering from fund manager GlobalX. With the additional 60 days to consider ARK 21 shares offering, the SEC's final deadline for ARK 21 shares will be Jan 10th, 240 days after the initial application was filed. The next deadline for GlobalX ETF will fall on November 21st.
A spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund application from Bitwise Asset Management has been updated, adding 40 pages of extra material to address concerns raised by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. A firm executive cautioned that it might not be sufficient to meet regulatory standards. One of the 6 financial institutions whose spot Bitcoin ETF applications the SEC has put on hold is Bitwise, after a judge overruled the agency's denial of Grayscale Investments' request to change its over-the-counter Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into a listed Bitcoin ETF. The company took that action. Should the SEC challenge the Grayscale decision, according to Bitwise Chief Investment Officer Matt Hogan, we return to the status quo. Bitwise addressed that the SEC described the mixed or inconclusive academic record on the lead-lag relationship between Bitcoin futures and spot markets on its updated application. Bitwise stated the data show convincingly that the CME is the leading source of the price discovery after reviewing the scholarly publication cited in level prior SEC disapproving rulings for spot Bitcoin exchange-traded products. Furthermore, Hogan concluded that the updated application refuted a number of justifications advanced by the SEC in earlier denial judgments by showing that every well-designed academic study supports the finding that the CME is significant. Hogan warned surveillance sharing agreements with spot exchanges are positive but may not satisfy the technical regulatory requirements. That's it in today's special segment. For more such updates, follow 3.0 TV or log on to our website www.3versetv.io or scan the QR code to know more.